Okay, this is my Second Life project. I apologize that I have to do this off of YouTube, but I lost the file link in my desktop somewhere, and I wanted to make sure that, one, I sent you the right URL, and two, that if the URL didn't work for whatever reason, you had a physical copy of this to look at your leisure. We'll let this buffer up a little bit. But basically, during the Second Life project, we were supposed to make a token acquisition game, and we were allowed to make whatever we could create and think of. And the thing I kind of wanted to do was kind of make a spin-off of Kingdom Hearts and make a token-based acquisition game with Kingdom Heart elements in it. The castle that you see before you is 100% handmade. I did purchase a castle package that came with the basic shapes, and some of the basic shapes were these towers that my mouse is circling now, and some of these bigger towers. However, there were some items in the package that did not fit what I needed them to do, so I custom tailored some of the pieces, and I'll show you those later. Point them out as the video goes on. Originally, I wanted this project to be a lot bigger. I had everything drawn out on paper and written down what I wanted it to do. The level itself was probably going to be about twice as big as what I have right here. Due to the limit, though, based upon how many kids were on this island, I could not make the castle as big as I wanted, nor complete it. Just due to time constraints and resource constraints. So, video is buffered enough, it'll go. So, I'll explain it as we go. Oh, and don't mind the little guy down here. He just wanted to follow along for the tour. Okay, so when you first come in here, you'll notice that there's a lot of pillars. And what I was going for here, I'll pause it real quick, was I was trying to set up a classic kind of inner castle feel. A lot of videos and movies of castles like Lord of the Rings, trying to think of other castle movies, Kid in King Arthur's Court, Camelot, a lot of movies that have classic castle examples have the great throne rooms being vast and spanning, or vast and just large, and a lot of pillars to support the roof. I kind of over-exaggerated with the pillars, mainly just to kind of add things into the map. There were going to be torches on each pillar corner, so 4 on each pillar to give it kind of more of a classic castle kind of look. But as mentioned earlier, kind of ran out of resources to do so. You walk over here, and here's the main throne. This throne was not included in the package that I downloaded. This throne was custom built and custom textured to my specifications. Spaced everything out evenly, and just made it look like a really cool throne. Kind of like it's secluded from the rest of it, but also when you're in the throne, when you actually walk into the throne, you're separated from the rest of the throne room. And I kind of wanted to go for that feeling just so it felt like a different area to explore, but was still part of the bigger map. So we'll let this play on a little bit. I'll explain the little spinny things later. We'll take this back just a step. Okay, so here's the throne. The block on the throne was supposed to represent a quiz, so that if your character were to click on the throne, it would be a challenge. You would have to answer like 4 basic questions about random facts, and upon completion of the challenge, your character would get a prize of 50 points. So this is what the view looks like from inside the throne. Probably should have gotten a first-person perspective, but you Okay, and walking back over here, we'll go to the next section of the area. Okay, this room right here is kind of separated from the rest of the throne room just because I wanted a fireplace, but also wanted to make it feel like this was like the king's private chamber. You know, that only the king and the queen would sit down in front of the fire and have a good time, and you know, this would just be their room to get away from the daily life, castle life that would go on the outside. And as you can see here, there's another quiz option, and just it's as tall as the room, but not as big. And I kind of want to stop it here. I left the doors out because if I have the doors in there, the doors that were either in the package or the basic doors in the in Second Life were I couldn't get them to open correctly upon clicking on them. They would either open halfway or they would just disappear altogether. So I figured I would just leave them out. Okay, next I'll show you something that I kind of like to do when designing levels is make secret areas. This token was worth 100 points, and this quiz was a 2-question quiz that was going to be worth about 50 points. Just for the fun of it. It was an Easter egg per se, so it would not negatively affect the character, only help the character if they were to find the area. Okay, I'll pause it real quick. This spinning token, I had several of them placed upon the map. Is a custom-made token with a custom texture that I made in Photoshop and then imported into Second Life and used as my token, and took out, or used a sample token provided in the game kit, took the scripts out of that, and then dropped them into this cube. This is actually a spinning cube that has been flattened on both ends so that when it rotates it looks like it's as three-dimensional as it can possibly be. And then the sides of the cube were all made transparent so that the transparent image could show through on it. And the black hearts were the tokens that you were supposed to collect throughout the level, and then these red shaped tokens were supposed to be traps. And they wouldn't necessarily be a trap that like they weren't trap tokens. They were just tokens set with a negative point value and a negative message. Okay, and here, if you're wondering why I'm kind of walking to a back wall, there was another secret area above the throne, and this was the only way to get to it. And there was going to be some tokens to encourage the player to walk over there, but not necessarily too close. And as you can kind of tell, as I'm walking towards the edges, there are transparent walls here that prevent the player from just simply either leaving from as he walks down there to simply going into the throne room and then getting up there. There was supposed to be a major token, but I forgot to reset it before the video. So, but yeah, that's my level. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.